Hey, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, traders from across the globe. Thank you for tuning in. So what I would say is that you've been here for quite some time, and you've heard about a lot of systems that maybe you can purchase and maybe you cannot. I will not do that to you today, I promise. I've been in this business 44 years. I've never found a system you can buy on the shelf, plug it in, and make money. But I know that analysis done properly can absolutely point you and everybody on Wall Street in the proper direction. I grew up on Wall Street, started as an 18-year-old kid, spent my life there, working in the pits, filling orders, trading for myself, coming up with strategies, teaching the exchanges how to get trading onto computers, and then finally getting trading onto the internet. So we got charts on computers first. I stuck around, helped them get trading on the internet. I've been part of this since its point and figure charting back in the old days. And I promise you this, what I'm about to show you, you'll need no program. You'll need nothing but a good pair of eyes and a chart. And I'm going to show you some great things today that you can take with you and hopefully make money in the future. Cost you nothing. Watch what happens next. You are looking at a chart of NVIDIA, but before I get started, please remember, everything that we do is risky. No matter what you wrap it around in options or you name it, if you're trading it, it's going to be risky. So put stops in, trade with stops, use your head. It's a risky game. Know the risks. What are you looking at here? You're looking at an NVIDIA chart. This chart was the first of a series of webinars. We've done 3 webinars so far. You are invited here to the 4th. In this series of webinars, what I did was I came up with a host of stocks that I wanted all of my Omni Action fans to put in a portfolio, and then I continued to do a webinar each few months to show where we are in that portfolio. Shall we remove some of our stocks out of the portfolio, or will we leave them in? So, in today's presentation, I'm going to show you the portfolio of stocks. I'm then going to show you the ones that we removed from the portfolio. Of course, that happened in live webinars, and all of you know about that. And we're going to add a new stock into our portfolio. Then I'm going to take you into the futures market, and we're going to look at a few of those. So we're going to encompass just about everything today. I hope I have enough time to present everything that I have prepared for you. Let's get moving. We'll see what happens. So the first webinar I did in this vein to come up with a portfolio for you guys, you gals, to trade, put away, and hold on to. I showed you an NVIDIA chart, and I said, welcome to the AI revolution. This young industry will just keep going up. The computer rally, which I was part of on the exchange, lasted about 7 years back in the 80s when we came out with computers. Bam, it hit, and that revolution, if you will, lasted about 7 years. Then the internet comes out in 94, and that revolution lasted about 7 full years. AI came out in 2022. Kids, this is only 2024. It's been 2 years. I promise you, you've got 4 or 5 more years of this AI revolution taking us higher. Does not matter what anybody else tells you. This is a revolution. It doesn't matter what people's opinions are. This is a new thing that's taking us higher. And the proof is right here in this webinar. So let's go take a look. NVIDIA, when it was $1,000 stock, I said, let's do a webinar where I'm going to give all of you cheaper alternatives to NVIDIA before they did the big stock split. So this was the NVIDIA chart. We did the webinar here to tell you to get involved in these particular stocks you're about to see. We did another webinar on this date to tell you pull out a few. We did another webinar on this date to see how all of them were going, and another webinar will happen now based on all of those exact same markets or stocks and ETFs that we have in this portfolio. So obviously you would want NVIDIA in that portfolio, right? It's doing a fantastic job. It's making all-time new highs. The chart looks great. The street loves it. The fundamentals are in place. The technicals are in place. So we know NVIDIA is a big leader. But all there are alternatives that you can buy that are cheaper and you can put away that will just keep going up forever. Well, I don't know about forever. Nobody knows that. But during the AI revolution, these will continue higher. First one I gave you was the AI play called AIQ. AIQ, it's AIQ.O if you're on Metastock. Otherwise, your symbol's AIQ. I told you I like this little gem all the way back here. and we did our webinars and we got involved with it and we told you about what to do. But this chart I particularly brought out to show examples in my webinars of something I learned many, many years ago. Wall Street, algorithms, programs love market geometry. It doesn't care about the news. It's following simplicity, market geometry. How would we know that? You want to see a fantastic example of how the street follows market geometry, and you don't almost need to know anything except for where to draw trend lines. Watch this. You've got a trend line. Let me grab a little tool here to give us a little example. I've got a trend line, and that trend line is right here. It starts here, connects here. That's the end of the trend line. When we extend it, it hits this low. And that's an amazing thing to see that they came out and bought it right at that low. But that's not all that happens. Watch, you want to see geometry just work amazingly. Boom, what happened right here? How did Wall Street know to come in at that price and call it a bottom? Because market geometry is what this is all about. There are fundamentals. Of course, there's everything else. This is about market geometry. Watch this. Here's another example. This is a simple trend line. Now, this trend line is so simple, it only goes from a couple of highs. So I'm going to pull this over and show it to you. It goes from this high to this high. And I'm going to extend that trend line and see if Wall Street is paying attention to the geometry on this trend line. Do you think they were paying attention to that? Look at this. It stops cold here, holds on it, holds, runs above. When it gets below, breaks below, stops cold at it, comes back down, finally gets above. Wall Street was using it. They use geometry. It's simple, I promise you. Watch this. Look at this trend line. Number 3, extend right. Look where it goes. They sold it right at the trend line. You see that? It's called simple geometry. You can buy 1,000 programs that are as complicated as the day is long. This is what they're looking for in their algorithms. Believe me, I grew up on Wall Street, been there my entire life. I am Wall Street. I still wear my badge every day. I promise you, this is what we learned way back in the 80s when I was a kid. If you figure out geometry, you've got the whole thing figured out. All right. It doesn't help for day trading, right? Day trading, we use our Omni, and it tells us where to buy and sell. Direction, perfect. Fund trading, putting stocks away in a portfolio, perfect. So what else do we have? That was the AI play. Geometry worked really well on that, didn't it? It's almost amazing. I find this to be almost like going to Disneyland. If you do analysis right, it's like taking a ride. Anyway, let's go to the next one. So we've got bots, BOTZ, and if you're using MetaStock, it's BOTZ.O. Now, what I told you about this one is it's showing a great deal of respect to this orange average. The first webinar, it was paying respect to the average. The second webinar got above the average. By the third one, just paying total respect to this average. All right, we'll use it, right? Why not? The stock itself we like because it's an AI play, and it goes away in our portfolio. I hope you're writing these down. So this is the 4th time I'm presenting this exact same group of stocks, and we'll add one in during our session. So being that we're following it, and this is when Omni zeroed in on it, and this is when we got everybody involved in it, and we're telling you to hold this and continue holding the BOTZ in that portfolio, and look at how well it reacts around this crazy average. Whatever reason why Wall Street loves it, I don't care. I'm not the type of person that learns how to reinvent a wheel once someone else invented it. I put it on my car and go really fast. This stuff's been invented. I'm just using what's already out there. Simple stuff. So much respect being paid to this average. If you want to know what that average is, it is the 120 bar moving average. And for whatever reason, if BOTZ gets near it, Wall Street reacts to it. What does that mean? They've programmed it into their algorithms, is all that tells you. If it gets there, be ready because they will be too. That's on BOTZ. That average will help you dramatically. What else do we have out there? Well, let's see. We should have it here. The AI play, the ETF called BuzzK if you're using MetaStock. Another one, Omni takes interest about here. The webinar stuff to go out to tell you to get involved. So far, so good. It's doing a fantastic job. It's almost ready to make new highs up here. These are the old all-time highs. It's almost ready to make all-time highs. We will continue to hold on to the Van Eck ETF. Stays in our portfolio. In fact, we're removing nothing today. We're just going over what we had and adding to our portfolio. Now, does geometry work on other stocks? Well, I showed you a great example, 3 examples of geometry on one stock. How about this? Obviously, I left an example here for us. All right, watch this one. This line goes simply from here to here. That's it. Nothing else exists. So then we go like this. We extend right and look at what they do when it gets there. Look at this. Sold, right? Boom, 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 boom. Sold, boom, 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 boom. Where does it get down to? The bottom of the geometry. That's really right before your eyes. You do see how simple that is, right? This is Wall Street just playing on what was in the past, will repeat in the future, and they pre-program it in. When the market gets there, the algorithms just do what they're supposed to do, which is why we were able to get short the last 2 days. Or yesterday we got short the E-mini S&P and Russ. Today we tried again, just didn't get a fill. The algorithms knew when we hit that major resistance, time to come in and sell. I can show that to you 1,000 times. So, and of course I sent out recommendations. Everyone, let's start selling S&P and Russell 2 days ago and last night, because I'm using market geometry. It works really, really well. Let's see what else we have. All right, the AI play IQM. It's the Franklin Intelligent Machines ETF. Bouncing off the 25-bar algorithm or average, depending upon how you want to look at that. It's more of an algorithm. You know, an average is an algorithm. Simple, but it's an algorithm, right? They're bouncing off the 25-bar algo. Loving it. The stock, I hate the way it trades this one. It's so herky-jerky in its movement, but it's been maintaining this AI revolution stance since it started. So why not just stay with it? If it turns around, we'll yank it out of our portfolio. For now, we like what we see. So we're going to keep IQM in our portfolio. Let's move on to the next, because there's a few of them that you have to know about, and then we'll look at some other charts. We also have the AI Play Loop, L-O-U-P, and it's LOUP.K if you're trading MetaStocks platform. The 125 algo was king on this stock, but it has taken off since then, and look at how wonderfully it's going. It looks like it's already taken out previous highs. It looks like it's going up probably to this trend line. We'll see what happens once it gets up there, because it did run into trouble last few times, but that's on its way to 52. That's the LOUP. Now, nothing goes straight up, traders. We're going to have down days, as you can see in these charts. These are meant to be put away, and we don't look at them for a while unless you hear from me and I tell you, let's remove one or let's start getting out. So these guys, so far for the last, since the first webinar way back last year, actually, have been doing really well, and we'll do other stuff as well. But there's a lot of you following me that need to see where we are now in this portfolio, so that you guys can stay on. You can stay on target with me, because if you miss out on us changing some of these and you're following this portfolio, they'll have some stocks in there that we no longer are holding on to. So I hope if you've been following these series of webinars, you are writing these down and taking some out or putting some in as we go along each few months. So the LOUP Deep Water ETF, fantastic looking stock. I love the way this ETF is trading. Each webinar, I tell everyone, just hold it and we'll continue on. So looking fantastic, staying inside the geometry, holding averages. The AI plays are working really well since we came up with them almost a year ago. Number 7 on our list is a removal. Now it's been removed, don't do anything. In the third webinar, we removed, by the way, sorry about that. We have no time for phone calls right now. We're busy. All right, so in that second webinar, we decided to take this stock out. We did not like it anymore. LRNZ was yanked from our portfolio back here on this date. These little dots, by the way, these, I guess they're diamonds, tell you when we do our webinar. So webinar. We removed LRNZ, even though it's still moving higher. I don't like the stock. We removed it here. It had broken down severely from there, so it's no longer in our portfolio. And let's see who else was part of this grouping. Another one that we removed a couple of webinars ago. The WTAI.K, or WTAI is your symbol, .K only on Metastock. It's the Wisdom Tree AI Fund. Everything I'm talking to you about here is AI related, otherwise it wouldn't be in this portfolio. We also removed that one on this date when we did the webinar to tell you to pull that one out of the portfolio. So we no longer are tracking or trading the WTAI. That's been removed from the portfolio as well. I believe there was one more that we removed, and these were all removed in the last webinar. We're not removing anything today. Number 9, let's see. Number 9 should be this one. UBOT was removed as well, and that is no longer in this series of charts and stocks that we've been holding on to, ETF stocks, you name it, that we've been holding on to, called the AI portfolio. So this one was removed as well. What we did in our last webinar was we said it's here now. If it fails and gets under the blue line, remove it, which is what we did as soon as it got under the blue line. So UBOT no longer exists in this portfolio. And we do have Think. That's THNQ. I call it Think. Fantastic AI ETF, which is part of this portfolio that we put in way back here, as you guys know. The webinars that we've done are proving nothing more than the average is still working really, really well. The market is holding really, really well, and we will stay with THNQ in our portfolios. Now, I know some of you had to have been here for the last few webinars and know what this portfolio is. If not, if this is new to you, I hope you're paying attention. Make sure you're writing these down. They've done a fantastic job for you if you've been following along and putting these in your portfolio since I started presenting these. So you can find me at Omni Bootcamp. Well, you know what? That's not really where you can find me. I host 3 or 4 times a year. I will bring in 4 or 5 people and teach them my Omni method. Very small classes, very, 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 I keep it under the radar. There's no program you can purchase. There's nothing you can do like that. You can sit with me for 4-day sessions and I can teach my Omni methods to you. So if there's any inclination that you want to have a 4-day session with me one day after you get to know me, you could just go to omnibootcamp.com and fill out an application. But wait until you see the magic I could produce before you bother doing that. Let's see what else we got going on. All right, so Think is going to stay with us, absolutely. Let's see what else we have. We should have a chart 11. Yes, we do. It's the Defiance Quantum ETF. Another fantastic AI play, moving along with the AI revolution. I have found that this is one of the quiet, thunderous ones. It just really moves up nicely. Doesn't seem to have all that much disturbance. The volume is decent, and it'll just continue to move along with this AI portfolio in our AI revolution. So we are going to continue holding that. And we go to this. MSTR, what a monster. We've been following it for a long time, but now that it's finally in what I call an upswing, we're adding it to our portfolio. Add MSTR to your portfolio. A few days back, I offered a target of 277 MSTR. We were trading here, 235. It's getting there, kids. It's going to hit that target, and then I'll come up with another one. Remember, we want MSTR. It's a micro strategy Bitcoin play, which AI and Bitcoin have come together. We want you to put that in your portfolio. This is a fantastic stock. I'll show you more of it. Look, this is a really good one. It spent a lot of time consolidating, and then boom, it just started to go. We love it. We think it's going to do really well, and we want to see MSTR in your portfolios. Target 277, nothing goes straight up, but that's your first target in MSTR. What else might be out there for us? Oh, yeah, let's go look at this bad boy. Who doesn't like Bitcoin? Everybody likes Bitcoin, right? So we've had this crazy chart that I have been using for months on end with my Omniacs in my nightly videos. And what I've shown them is, look at this. It hits and fails. Down to the bottom. Hits, or almost hits, and fails. Down to the bottom. And then catches onto a cool average. Fails, catches an average, hits bottom. Stays there for only one day, so it actually held, because the next day it was right back in. What's it do? Comes to bottom again. What's it do after that? Hits the top. And finally, we break out. Hooray! So this chart I've used for weeks and weeks and weeks on end. Now we've broken out. Now, anybody who's been following me would know this. I've got an 85,000 target on Bitcoin. And the difference between me and others is that target was given out, was shown, technically was projected out 4 years ago when Bitcoin was way cheaper. Now it hits 74 and every genius out there is going, hey, 85. Man, we used technical analysis to tell us where Bitcoin was supposed to go years ago. I bought it, been holding it since. In fact, I've done 2 sets of analysis calling targets on Bitcoin. One when it was $300, and I called for $35,000. It was $300. My call was for $35,000. I got long. It hit $35,000. I bought a house. After that, I made another call. It came back down. I got long. It's eons higher than where I bought it, heading for my 85 target. This target hit when nobody understood Bitcoin. This target will hit soon when people thought I was still crazy. But the beauty about Bitcoin is this. You think I'm a good analyst with charts that exist now? Bitcoin was born before my eyes. I've been able to follow every single move since the day it was born. That ain't going nowhere without me knowing where it goes. I'm sorry. This guy is mine. And I've given really, really good signals in Bitcoin, and I will give you another once we hit that 85 target. Again, nothing goes straight up, but you're going to come back down. You're going to test this support. The algorithms know it's there. I promise you. You're going to test this support, and away you're going to go to the 85 target. That is what should come next in Bitcoin. Nothing goes straight up, kids, but that is coming your way. Again, I'm doing technical projections. Was projected to hit sometime into next year. From the day that the projection, Bitcoin 85,000. We're almost there now. So the time was correct. The price was just about correct, and it will be correct when we get up there. Beautiful analysis done on Bitcoin. But remember, I've been able to watch it since day one. It ain't going anywhere without us knowing where it goes. What else is out there? Let's move to another chart. This one everybody loves. So let's go hit the E-mini S&P. I was going to take you to gold, but let's do E-mini S&P first. Traders, in a video last night, in fact, I don't know if you know who I am, but some of you have no idea who I am. Let me just show you something really quickly. Every evening, I will do a video. That video is something like this. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and of course, good evening, traders from across the globe. Thank you, as always, for tuning in to my 2000 E. At some point, go short is what happens next. E-mini S. I show you where the market is and what's going to happen next. This, I basically showed we're here. It's about to crack. I showed that in last night's video. And what we got today, so people will see the video. They'll go, who is this guy? They'll come to livewithoscar.com, which is really simple. And they'll register and find me immediately in a live trading room. You would fill in your name, username, email, and literally no credit card required. They'll all come up with a username. You'll be sent an email. That email, for whatever reason, is going to go to spam. Unspam it. The next thing you know, click that email, come back to me, and guess where you'll be? In this live trading room with me. That's me on camera live right now because I'm always here. And you can be in this trading room going over trades with all of us 24 hours a day. I am always here to help. I am here to teach. I am here to direct. I am here to make sure that you don't get crazy when you get into trades. And certainly I'm here to give out recommendations to keep all of us grounded and trading properly. So it's simple, it's free. Everyone watching can come join me and be in this trading room. It'll cost you nothing. And most people do watch the video first and go, who is this nut that keeps yelling? They see how great my analysis is. And the next thing you know, they become an Omniac. I hope you would do that as well, but let's continue on with the charts. So I put this in front of their eyes last night in my last night video, and then this is what happened today, kids. Now that's fantastic analysis, right? I am not a guy who guesses. I promise you I'm probably the best analyst ever trained on Wall Street. Ask anybody who works with me. I can make charts sing and dance and talk birds out of trees. This we were ready for last night. This is what happened. The only thing is we didn't get filled on the short side. We were waiting. We never got a fill. The idea was right. Nobody got long. Everybody was safe. We just missed getting in today. We did catch yesterday's trade. We caught this whole piece. We didn't catch this, but hey, maybe tonight we'll catch another piece. So this literally geometry. This is all I wanted to show you. This is nothing more than the same geometry. Wall Street had this trend line. They know it extends to here. When it breaks that spot, they're going to sell the crap out of it. That's trading on Wall Street, kids. That right there. Important stuff, as simple as it looks to you. So that's what they knew. I knew that was coming. I was brave enough to put that in my video last night and try to get all of us short for the move. So that's your EBD S&P. Let's take a look at Mr. NASDAQ. In your NASDAQ, we had the exact same thing, but NASDAQ was also holding a really pretty average at the same time. Look at this guy. NASDAQ, day after day, was doing something simple. Was holding this average. Wall Street was bouncing off of it, right? Breaks the average. What's it do? Breaks the geometry. What happens next? Boom! Because it's the geometry that they were watching, kids. I promise you, it's a lot simpler than you think. Complicated Wall Street. They talk about the EBITDA. They talk about the float. They talk about insiders. This, that, to drive you crazy and send your money to them so that they could play this silly little geometry game with your money and make lots of money for themselves. You can do this for yourself. So at your NASDAQ, broke that. We'll probably have another few more down days, but there is this. Guess what's happening right here, kids? We have an election coming soon. So look, this is nothing more than the pullback before the election. It started. That's what we're in. Don't get nervous. There are people out there talking about, in fact, I heard somebody talking about a crash coming soon. But how about we just use the charts that are in front of us and not our imaginations to come up with these calls? The charts wouldn't tell you that. It could happen, but not the ones you're looking at now. So what we're going to do is expect the market to drop lower into the election. And here's what I will tell you, because I've been around for a long time. Does not matter who wins. The market will recover. It'll go straight up. This does not matter who wins. The market will go up. It does not matter who wins, kids. Here's what's going to happen. Uncertainty, who might win. We don't know for sure who might win. We're going to head down, possibly a little lower. I don't know if it'll go this far. I'm just giving you an example. Then we're going to have the election, and you're going to get this. Because it's only uncertainty. Funds aren't 100% sure what to do yet till we see exactly who wins. Then they know how to basically set themselves up for the foreseeable next 4-year future. So you're going to get a pullback for the election, and you're going to get a run out of that after the election, no matter who wins. Don't worry about that. I'm giving you not my opinion. I'm only giving you repetitive patterns that I've witnessed with my own eyes. In fact, the last election, I wasn't sitting at my desk. I happened to be in New York City on a trip, business trip. I got in touch with all my Omniacs. I'm in my live trading room, the one I just showed you. I tell them, does not matter who wins this election. Get long, get ready. Let's get long tonight. Hold them through tomorrow's election and close your eyes. And guess what happened? We got long on Monday. The election happened on Tuesday, and late Tuesday night, one of the biggest moves we've seen in the entire year took place to the upside, which kind of happens after each election because there's uncertainty before it, and then the action takes place once the election is over. So I don't know if it'll continue down and how far, but you will recover no matter who wins this election. All right, what else was out there for you to see? Oh, we need to see the Russell as well. Russell 2000, kids, using simple geometry. This was also in the video for the last 2 days. I said to you, check this out, kids. Russell is not, it's not going anywhere. Why? Because it keeps failing at this major blue trend line, and now it's in a big bear flag. This bar didn't exist. This bar didn't exist. I started showing the flag. I started to get a short for the last 2 days, and that is what happened. Fantastic work, right? Simple geometry. Know that repetitive patterns repeat. And there is an Omni too, by the way. You haven't seen that yet. We'll get around to it if we find some time. So you've seen Russell. Let's go look at some gold. Now, one of the reasons why Russell is dropping, by the way, is that interest rates are starting to rise again. I know the Fed lowered rates, but the next chart I'm going to show you will prove to you that it does not matter what Jerome Powell did. The rates are up since they've lowered. Russell is very rate sensitive. Interest rate sensitive stocks are in the Russell. It feels it first. This bear flag formed and then this drop started. Do you know why? Because of this. Bonds. Russell 2000 needs interest rates to go down to be a strong index. It does not like when interest rates go up. You are looking at the T-bond daily bond chart. Daily bar, 30-year T-bonds. When rates are dropping, do you know what that means? That means that the T-bond market's rallying. When the market rallies, futures market rallies, rates drop. So we had market rally, rates dropping, rates dropping, rates dropping, rates dropping. Then the Fed did the actual official lowered by 50%, 50 basis points, right? That was at this level. Bonds have dropped since that day, which means interest rates are higher now than they were when they lowered them. And that's why Russell is having a problem. Rates are higher now. Looking at this chart, you can see it. You don't have to go check me. They are higher now than they were when Jerome Powell lowered them. Rates rising when the bond market drops. Rates are going down when the bond market goes up. That's the way it works. It's an inherent relationship. You do not have to look this up, kids. That's how it works. So bonds are dropping, rates are going up, even if the Fed is trying to lower them, and that's why you've seen Russell having a problem. Another chart that we found really interesting was gold. Now, I can't work the magic for you that I did for everybody else because it's already on the board. However, what I can tell you is none of these bars existed. This didn't exist. This didn't exist. None of these bars existed. And you know what? Maybe the gold chart will let me do this for you. This was a really interesting set of analysis, and I think you will all understand why it's bad. That we didn't want to do, but we can correct that. Back one. All right, let's go back to our chart. I think that was this one. Yes. All right. So let's do this. Delete bar, delete bar. Check this out. Just give me another moment because you're going to like what you're going to see here. We're here and finally here. So this is the chart I presented to my Omniacs in a nightly video. In fact, I put it in video night after night after night. And I said to them, here's what we've got. Watch this. We've got a chart that is, I'm sorry, I grabbed the wrong average. It's a chart that is doing repetitive patterns, and we're going to capitalize on this repetitive pattern and watch what happens here. So here's what I showed my Omniacs for a few days until it actually materialized. First thing is I put these in here. I went, you know what? Let's do this. Let's put a few of these in here. So I dropped the question mark here, and I dropped another one here, and I just left question marks inside of this. And I said to my Omniacs, let me show you what's going on here. You've got gold. Gold loves to trade in these patterns where it runs up for a while, consolidates sideways till it hits an average or an algorithm, rallies back up, consolidates sideways till it hits the average, and it's now going to rally back up. So that's what I showed Omniacs, and every day I put this chart out before their eyes. And this is how it filled in. It filled in perfectly. Exactly what we expected to happen, right? So now we get this out of the way. It fills in, and now it's starting to have a little bit of a pullback, right? What do you think that pullback is going to bring us down to? Can anybody just spot where this is probably going to go down to? You are probably going to get the same thing somewhere around here. Just like you got here, Boom, just like what happened here. So now, if you can just put fictitious lines here and wait, the likelihood is you'll just get to the bottom of this. That's no measurement for me at all. I'm just leaving lines out there. It's going to rally. It rallied up. It did everything it was supposed to do. It's going to want to come back here, and then it'll find legs once again. So that's what we're expecting in gold. I hope you're paying attention because this was a fantastic call. Analysis works better than anybody's conjecture. If you're good at analysis, you're much better than the person that you have in your brain up here. You got to use analysis, not what you think, to get this stuff right. So that's gold. And we looked at bonds. Now, for you, there's a lot of commodity guys that get in touch with me and say, Oscar, you know, I trade commodities and you don't mention a lot of them except for gold and crude. Well, here's one for you commodity guys that you may really like. Let's see. I kept something on the side for you. I think it's coffee. The coffee market has been just quietly, silently exploding, but slowly, and that doesn't exist, and this doesn't exist. This doesn't make any sense on this chart. Let's just get rid of it. All right. Slowly, the funds have just been buying it quietly and staying with, look at how far up it's gone. It's been a wonderful trading market. Why I'm showing this to you is it's right now at one of those spots that Wall Street is paying attention. If it gets through here, well, then you're going to start to get downside. But the likelihood is it's going to hold right here because the algorithms have been waiting for that spot and head back up again. So for you commodity guys, I don't know if you're a coffee trader, keep your eyes on coffee right now because it's at a spot. This bar doesn't exist. It's at a spot. It's at a spot where Wall Street makes a decision. So I wanted to show that to you as well. And then I want you to remember to add MSTR to this portfolio. Now, traders, I don't know if you know what we do here at the Omni Trading Academy, but one of the things that we do is we offer trading recs that I'm actually trading every day. I'm going to see if I can just pull up a little something for you because I think you probably need to see this. Let's see if it's in this window here. We have trading recommendations that go out every day to my Omniacs, and those are trade recommendations I come up with. I send them out on a flash update. I send them out via, you get an email. It shows up on my Discord channel. Well, that's not Discord. It shows up on my Discord channel. I send flash pop updates, which is a device that pops up on your computer. You get a text, you get a telegram. It shows up in every direction. This will give you where to buy, where to sell, where to place your stops, and I'm working the trades with you till you get out. I just wanted to show you what we've done so far. Taking the Omni recommendations, and that's if you're trading one lot only, and get this, we are out at the end of every day. We hold nothing. Every day we're flat by the end of the day. So we're day traders. We don't trade in and out a lot. We swing the day. We'll get in the morning, out by the afternoon with the profit and or the loss. But here's what we've done. If you followed the Omni Platinum recommendations in 2020, you made about 124.9. 21, we did 69,000. 22, we did 80 grand. 23, we did 59. 24, we did 65. Now, let's go to 24. We didn't do 65 yet. Well, I guess that's where our total is. January up 4,100. Feb, we had a $3,000 losing month because no one can get this right every month. March 4,400. April 24,000. May 10,000. June 5,000. July 8,000. August minus 5,000. September we did a $16,000 profit. Now I send these trade records to people all over the world at the same exact time. There is no reversing it. There's no pulling them back. There's no saying I didn't say this. These are real. So the recommendations go out. Then I have two separate entities tally those up for me. And they're completely separate entities. They come up with the same total. They show it to me. I show it to you in a video. So these, not only do I send these trades out for people, but every night I do a video and I update them on where they are. So you can always go back to the dates of these videos and see that I actually did exactly what I tell you. We are about as honest as the day is long here because this is all about me. Everybody else gets to come along for the ride. You know what I'm saying? I do this for me. Everybody else just has to. It's like I'm your pilot. I'm on the plane. And one of you in the back says, Oscar, make sure we get home safe. You know what I say? I look back at you and go, what are you worried about yourself for? I'm flying myself home. You're just a passenger. I'll get home safe. You'll get the benefit of that. That's what I do sitting here every day. This is for me. You guys want the benefit of it? Look over my shoulder. If not, hey, I'm going to do this every day for myself anyway. It is a live trading room. We are a great community. Everyone is welcome, and it costs you absolutely nothing. So make sure you add Mr. to your portfolio. Make sure that if you would like to trade one lot trades or more and like these kind of totals for yourself, you join livewithoscar.com and join that platinum service. I am basically done with today's webinar. These are the things I wanted to show you, which I thought were extremely important. Let's just get this out of here, out of my face, because I don't want to see that anymore. And I invite all of you to come join me at livewithoscar.com. So the reason why this is a little bit, maybe seems a little strange to you, is I don't practice these webinars. I don't preset anything. I don't have a pre-canned anything. Right before the webinar comes up, I come up with what I have been using that I think finds the best opportunities for me. The night before the webinar, I put a few charts together and I show them to you the day of the webinar. I have nothing pre-canned. I don't do any of that. I don't have a program I'm looking to sell you. This is all fresh and live. It comes right from my head because this is what I'll be doing as soon as I'm finished with this webinar. I'll be doing this again for me and my Omniacs every day and night till one of us doesn't get up in the morning. This is as real as it gets, kids. I don't know what you've seen in the past. It doesn't get more real than what I'm offering. If you want to sit with an 24-hour-a-day professional trader who grew up on Wall Street, looking over his shoulder, and it cost you nothing, go to livewithoscar.com. There was one last thing that somebody just showed me a little sign here. Dano, in fact, in my trading room said, Oscar, don't forget to tell them about where we're going. We're doing an Omni Camp in London. I am presenting in London. I just presented in Florida. Let me step this back. I always present here in Vegas, and people come to me. This year, I've presented in Florida. I've presented up in Rockland, New York City, and I'm going to London to present. So my Omni classes are starting to travel a little. I'm finding this great. I'm loving it. So I'm coming to London, and I will be in London to do an Omni class for the 15th through the 18th. If anybody at all would like to get involved in that, I mean, I've got one open seat. I've already filled the class, but I kind of left an open seat for this webinar. So if one of you guys are from London and want to join us, I got a secret, a hidden away open seat people have been asking for, but I'm pretending that it's been sold. If you guys want to come join me in London, it is really simple. You are going to go to omnibootcamp.com. If I could find it quickly, I'll show it to you. If not, I won't bother. It's omnibootcamp.com. And just go there, fill out a quick application. And I probably typed that wrong, kids. I'm sorry. My bad. Omnibootcamp.com should come up if I just knew how to type. I told you none of this is pre-planned. I just do this live for you. I don't like to add in any fluff. I don't like to add in anything of that nature. Omni Bootcamp, you can literally just go there. If you want to join us in the UK, you will click that, start your application. It takes no time at all. I'll get you on the phone and you can join us in the UK. Barring that, just join me in my free live trading room. As I mentioned, it doesn't cost a dime. Come hang out with us. Come learn how these markets work. Come to livewithoscar.com and I will help to change your trading strategies forever. With that, I am giving my time back to you, sir. I literally have to go to an auditorium and do a speech today in about 15 minutes on cryptocurrency, Web3, and technotainment streaming media, which is a company I'm starting up. So I don't really have enough time to continue this one. Are there any questions I can help you with before I go?
Oscar, I don't know how you do it, but you're absolutely incredible. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't see any questions, but please, guys, start asking questions right now, and Oscar can help you. That was some great information, as usual. I don't know how you do it, but you were always spot on. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here on Traders Corner. According to the charts, not the word on the street. And that was Mr. Oscar Carboni. You could find him daily in his chat room. Live with Oscar or his nightly YouTube videos, which are helpful and fun to watch, or live streaming at the livewithoscar.com. You can also keep up with him on Twitter, Stockwits, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Discord. He's everywhere, including London. Or you can go to his website, www.livewithoscar.com, and join in on the fun with his fellow Omniacs who are running wild within the trading universe, learning charts, seeing patterns, and making money. Thanks, Oscar. We appreciate it.
And hey, remember, stops are in, emotions are out.
Oh,
Kids,
thank you.
for tuning in.
Thank you.